Happy Sunday to everyone. Thank you so much for watching. I am Latrenta Smith, founder of Awakened Womb, and I help women release their negative attachments to pregnancy and infertility through energetic therapy modalities. Excuse me. Again, welcome and thank you so much for joining me today. The way I have set everything up today for this recording, I won't be able to see any of your comments live, but please do feel free to still leave them, and I will make sure that I answer them, each and every one, right after the live stream. So today, in recognition of July being National Minority Mental Health Awareness Month, or BIPOC, which is Black and Indigenous People of Color Mental Health Month, I wanted to not let the month end without supplying some helpful resources for those of you who are going through some mental health issues. Now, mental health is such a big word. It has often a negative stigma from way back when, but things are really changing, and I'm very, very happy about that because now that there's more positivity from society as a whole in the way of how we look at self-care, mental health awareness, and such, more people are seeking mental health help. And this is a great thing because my whole entire goal is to advocate caring for the entire self, which is body, mind, spirit, and soul. So most of the time, especially when it comes to pregnancy and infertility, which is what I address, women are only taught, and also in Western medicine, we're taught to focus solely on our bodies. And so when there's an imbalance between the health of our bodies, our minds, and our spirits, which affects our soul, then true healing does not occur. And this tremendously impacts women's ability to become pregnant and have healthy pregnancies, and also to heal fully from the traumas that have been inflicted or related to pregnancies and infertilities. So I want to strongly promote mental health awareness because what's going on in your mind totally and directly impacts what happens in your body. So I want to offer 3 resources for mental health help today. I want to firstly get started with your own community. This is people you know, your partner, your friends, your family, your work support group, anybody who you interact with on a regular basis is part of your community, right? So getting those folks involved in helping you through your mental health challenges is a really big deal because these are the people who you come in contact with most often who know you the best, the parts of you that you're willing to allow them to get to know. And I offer that because there's so much shame often in pregnancy loss, pregnancy trauma, infertility journeys, and all of that often makes women afraid to share what they're actually going through. And so reaching out is imperative rather than expecting people to know what you're going through. And mentally, shame, it really breeds isolation. So I invite you to, if you have a safe space among the people in your life whom you interact with in person, to be more open to involving them, speaking with them, letting them know how you feel and what support you need. And again, this is if you have a safe space to do so. Now, I recently did a video offering tips to the loved ones of those who are facing pregnancy and infertility trauma, and I'll link it in the description of this video so that if the people in your life haven't been as supportive as you would like, you can share that link with them so that they can learn at least a few tips on how to support you. But if you don't have a safe space for that, I like to go on to our second topic of recommendation, which is mental health support groups. The three that I would like to offer are all online. So the first one is BetterHelp. Now, BetterHelp is an online therapy platform, and I recommend this because I've actually used it. I got a 1 month free trial on BetterHelp through an academic organization that I'm associated with. And I gave it a try just to see how it was. And I chose a topic of, let's see, I picked a random topic to focus on. Oh, I wanted to talk about attachment styles for relationships. And so that's just an area that had recently become familiar with, and I was curious about it. So I want to share my journey because a lot of people drop out of therapy. As a matter of fact, I've been seeing in the forums that I interact with where a lot of pregnant women or women dealing with pregnancy and infertility trauma do not want to go through therapy, traditional therapy such as BetterHelp, or see a licensed therapist. And I'm not sure why that is, but probably because of the stigma that exists in general, where you might have tried therapy out and it didn't work. So I want to encourage you all that finding a great therapist is like entering into any other kind of a relationship. It takes work. Some people are going to be a good fit and some people aren't, as was my case. In my situation, I did choose a therapist on BetterHelp. The first person whom I chose was not a good fit for me. In fact, I was offended by something that was said during the session, and it just wasn't very helpful. So I took a week off and I went back to the drawing board and chose another therapist, and that therapist ended up being a perfect fit, better than I could have ever imagined. And in fact, starting out with my curiosity about the relationship styles led to us exploring something totally different that I actually needed to deal with and didn't even realize it. So I extended my free 1 month trial to about 3 months to work on what this amazing therapist uncovered. So I do encourage you that if you get into a situation where the person you first interact with is not a great fit, please do be encouraged to try one or two more times, just like with dating or finding a great doctor or finding the right job or anything else goes. You just might not get a great fit at first. And for those of you who live in the state of Texas, I actually have two amazing therapists. One is the BetterHelp therapist that I just mentioned. She's available on BetterHelp and also has a private practice. And then I have a second therapist that I saw many, many years ago who still practices. But both of them are licensed in Texas only. So if you do want their information, I highly recommend them. Just send me a message and I will provide it. So I've linked, because I have a BetterHelp account. I've put a link that will allow you to have 1 free week of therapy through BetterHelp. Now, 1 free week would be one session. So if you didn't find somebody great during that 1 week, you would have to pay to find somebody else. But also, there are other resources because BetterHelp does not accept private insurance, but a lot of online therapy now does. Or, of course, you can see someone in person. And for those of you who have EPA through your employer, then they often offer at least 3 free counseling sessions that way. So those are some options that I encourage you to take advantage of. The next resource is an online organization called NAMI, which stands for National Alliance for mental illness. Now, don't be put off by the word mental illness, because this is not a therapy line. This is a resource that can connect you with options for mental health help. Any type of anomaly that happens in our being is called an illness. So don't be influenced by the stigma of the word illness. This is a great resource, again, a national organization that has a lot of workshops and such to help you deal with things, navigate through your mental health journey, and just understand what you're going through better. And it also offers resources that can educate persons who are in your life and want to know better how to support you. So even if you don't look into it for yourself, if you feel like the people in your life need help to understand what you're going through, look into it for that too, because it's a great resource either way. And then the last option that I like to offer in this category is 988. So 988 is the universal number that's synonymous with 911, which is the emergency system in the United States. And so 988 offers crisis and suicide intervention. So this is a counseling. You can text, call, or you can go to the email address that I've linked in the description to chat with someone online. So you have these three options. They are, of course, linking with them is free if you dial or text, except for the charges that your cell phone carrier might impose. But this is not just for suicide, this is for crisis. So if you feel like you're in a state of mind where you need to speak with someone immediately and they're available 24/7, this is somewhere for you to call if there's no one to support you or if you want some anonymity. They also provide additional resources for you to follow up with and get more long-term care, because they're going to offer immediate support. So I do encourage you to use this resource. Next, since I'm going live on a social media platform, I like to talk about March of Dimes. March of Dimes is an organization that supports women with all sorts of pregnancy challenges across the spectrum. So with infertility, pregnancy loss, any issue, grieving support, and it has an amazing large community of women online, and they also have events in person where women can support each other through these journeys. And so again, March of Dimes, I have linked the description to their Facebook group in the description. Nextly, since it is Minority Awareness Month, I would like to highlight one Facebook group for minorities, and I wrote it down. It's called Black Women Trying to Conceive. They deal with infertility, IVF, egg freezing, and it's a large support group that has a Facebook community of, I'm pretty sure it was at least 5,000 members. And in fact, it was at least 5,000 members, could be much more. So I've not joined this group, but they have a lot of members, and I made sure that in this past week, and I looked just before going live, well, a few hours before, they've had 71 posts just this week. So they are an active group, and if you are a person of color, please do feel free to request an invitation to join their group and be a part of their community. Even though these online communities that I've offered are not in-person support, the benefits of being in touch with someone in community are endless, because you don't have to suffer alone. And so many times as we grieve, we feel alone and we feel like no one can relate to us or understand. So being in community, whether it's online or in person, does offer that feeling of support and that knowledge to let you know that you are not alone, and to have an example of what it feels like to be supported, and often what it looks like to journey through your struggle and see an end through somebody else's experience. So I do welcome you to explore these. And finally, there is energetic healing or holistic work. So that is what I offer. I offer Reiki healing, and also all sorts of energetic healing through um, journaling. I recommend journaling, meditation, um, chakra balancing, intuitive readings. There's so much that goes into the energetic healing modalities, and I utilize my spiritual gifts to help you through your journey in this way. And I love this. I am an advanced Reiki practitioner. I'm also a licensed nurse of more than 20 years and a birth doula. And I forgot to say all of these things in the beginning of the video, but in combination, these things allow me to get a pretty good picture of what is going on in the body, the mind, and the spirit, and create a plan for healing that brings balance to all three areas. So I'm really proud to offer my services, and if you are interested, I have put a link to schedule with me in the description. Again, getting out, getting in touch with nature, getting in touch with yourself through meditation, deep breathing, journaling, setting affirmations. These types of things can awaken your being on a soul level and allow you to get to the root of what you are feeling, what you're thinking, and what's going on with you. So I invite you to, and I'm leaving out yoga. Some people benefit from acupuncture. So many ways to help align yourself holistically are available, and I fully invite you to explore those things, because again, especially in Western medicine, we're taught to focus solely on our bodies, and we leave the rest of ourselves ill and unnourished, unrecognized, and that's how illness perpetuates no matter what you do to your body. Okay, so those are the things that I recommend to at least get a great start in helping with your mental health as you take your journey through healing from pregnancy and infertility trauma. And again, please leave any questions, and I'm happy to make sure that I address them. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.